go ahead and start. We're going to start in mountain pose. I'm going to invite you to come to a standing position. Just stand near the top of your mat, which might mean just standing with some space between your toes and the front edge of your mat, because at some point your fingertips might come down to the floor just in front of your feet. And so mountain pose with your feet hip distance apart and toes pointing forward is kind of a standard way to begin a practice. I invite you to stand maybe just for a few more seconds like this, and if this feels fine, stay like this. But it does kind of have an effect on our hips, our knees, and our ankles. And so if it doesn't feel quite right for you, feel free to take your feet a little wider, even turn your feet out a little wider, something like that if that feels better. Just be sure you're standing on your 2 feet, balanced and even distribution of weight on your feet. For the next few seconds, perhaps have your arms down with palms forward, just an active, I'll just call it an active mountain pose. Arms forward, or palms facing forward. And what that does as we turn our arms out this way, we get an outer spiral or outer rotation of the shoulder and arm. Kind of puts us into a nice posturing there. And again, you're welcome to hold this for a few more breaths, but then you can just relax your arms here by your side whenever you're ready. We're going to start with breath being the foundation of our practice. So just introduce yourself, reacquaint yourself with your breath. Take a few deep breaths. You might inhale fully through your nose. You can exhale out through your mouth if you'd like, with a nice soft sigh. You can do that again, a nice inhale and an exhale. Good. And just continue with slow, steady breaths. You can breathe in the same fashion, or it just might be nose breathing. Just pay attention to your breath. Again, breath is the foundation of your practice. Even just standing here in stillness and breathing, you're already doing yoga. And as we step into this space together, we find connection. We find connection to the ground as we steadied ourselves on our feet. We find connection with our breath, the life force, prana. As you breathe in, imagine your breath actually lives in your belly, and you had to inhale and pull it up out of your belly and let it rise up to fill up your lungs. So take a nice full deep breath in, feel your lungs expand as best as you can, and then just exhale. Again, a nice full breath in, imagining the breath lives in the belly, and you're just trying to draw it upward, filling up your lungs and opening up your heart. And when you do that again, same expression of the breath as it rises, filling your lungs. But with the exhale, as you're able, draw your navel inward towards your spine. It's a little pull from your belly. Just pull it in, not too strongly. Just an awareness of your center. We're just going to call this the center body. That action is called the abdominal lock. It's a way of engaging yourself, supporting your body, whether in stillness or in movement. So as you inhale, feel breath rise, fill up your lungs. And the exhale, draw belly in, a little light contraction of your abdominal muscles. All of this can be done with eyes opened, soft gaze forward or downward, or with eyes closed. And again, you're already practicing yoga. Take 2 more breaths just like this while we hold in stillness. We'll add a very simple movement and flow of the body. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms out and up into the air. Nice stretch. Just treat it like a stretch. And exhale, spread your wings and bend your knees and feel like you're sitting back into a low chair, coming down, belly comes down towards your thighs, hands reaching towards the floor. Now you don't have to touch the floor. Maybe your hands land at your shins, that's fine. Then inhale, slide your hands up the legs a little bit, and only rise up halfway. And try to elongate through your spine. You're creating a long, flat back. and then flow back down. Just fold and return to a forward fold for a few breaths. Now again, you don't have to go all the way down. Maybe your hands are resting at your knees or shins or ankles. Or you might bend your knees a little bit more, and you can touch the ground, touch your toes. In this forward fold, just notice how this feels. Notice what's showing up in your body. Notice your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, your shoulders, your neck. You can just hold in stillness here, continue breathing. You even add some movement. You might even circle the shoulders. I might encourage that because part of our work today is going to involve shoulders. So just loosen up the shoulders a little bit. Circle the shoulders back a few times. Yes. Forward. You even circle them like you're stirring a pot of soup underneath you. Check in with your head and neck. I know for me, sometimes I hold my head and neck stiff when I'm upside down like this. But if you can, just let it hang. But to ensure some looseness, maybe nod a few times, yes. Shake your head, no, a few times, and just loosen it up. You can even check in with your jaw, your mouth. Yawn. Ah. Open your mouth wide and yawn. Just to stretch. Yeah, any tension that might be built up in the neck and jaw and mouth. All right. We're going to do our halfway lift again. So inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees. Extend your spine. We're going to hold here on the exhale, but keep breathing while we're here. Feel as if the top of your head, the crown of your head is moving forward towards the front of the room. Your hips and tailbone moving to the back of the room. So you're just flat like a table. This is just half forward fold. I might call it monkey pose. To finish standing, shift your weight into your heel so your toes feel light. Bend your knees, feel like you're going to sit down into a low chair. Lift your head and heart. Take your arms out to the side like this and just stand up nice and tall. Reaching into the air, another big stretch here at the top. And exhale, you can bring your hands down to your heart or arms down to your side, either one. Okay, by your side or hands at heart center. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Nice big stretch. Exhale. It's going to swan dive forward. So bend the knees, feel like you're sitting back into a chair. Coming down, take your time. Fingertips might touch toes or your ankles. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees, extending your spine. That's our monkey pose again. Exhale, fold. Just melt your way back down. Complete release of the head, neck, and shoulders as you're able. From here, we're going to stand. So shifting weight into the heels, light toes, bend your knees like you're going to sit into a very low chair. Lift your chest, arms out to the side, or spread your wings so you can stand up tall. Reach even higher. Good energy there. Exhale, hands to heart or arms down to your side. Very nice. Just hold here for a moment. Deep breaths. That's our half salute to the sun. We'll be moving into a full sun salutation here in a moment. Going at your own pace. Here we go. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. Really stretch. Exhale, spread your wings and just flow your way down. Swan dive forward and downward towards your toes. Inhale, rise up halfway. Monkey pose, the crown of your head leads you forward. Now on this exhale, we're going to go down. Bend your knees more so you can place your hands in front of your feet on that space between or in front of your toes. And just walk or step the feet back. You might even hop back into plank pose, a high push-up position here. Hold for a moment. Feel the energy in your body. Very strong posture, plank pose. Breathe in. When you exhale, bend your knees a little, and then send your hips up into the air, moving into downward facing dog. We're doing that on purpose. I'm calling it a shortcut to downward facing dog. From plank pose to down dog. Now in down dog, if you need to, you can always adjust your feet on your mat. Even adjust your hands on your mat so it doesn't feel like you're going to slip. You don't want to slip. You don't want to feel your feet slide out from underneath you or your hands. So just get into a spot where hands feel good, feet feel good. That's it. You can keep a softness in the knees if you're just holding the posture. Keep a little bend in the knees while your hips keep moving up and back. Really creating some length in the spine, some opening in the shoulders and chest. If you need to rest, you can always come down to your knees. You can even move while you're here. Pedal the feet. I call it walk the dog. Press one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. And just feel what's happening in your toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles. Yeah, let your knees bend. Your hips might even shift side to side. Again, pause and rest whenever you need to. From here, take a nice full breath in, filling up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly. Bend your knees and walk, step, or even hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Return to your monkey pose. Feel the crown of your head lead you forward. Exhale, melt your way back down to forward fold. That's the name of the posture, forward fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, lift your chest, spread your wings, and float all the way up to standing. Coming up, yes, reaching into the sky. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart or arms to your side. So it completes a sun salutation. That's series A. Let's continue. Inhale, taking the arms out and up. Get very tall here. Exhale, swan dive forward. Bend your knees. You can always bend your knees. Protects your back when you come down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Create that tabletop. Exhale, fold all the way down. Hands on the mat in front of you. Walk, step, or hop the feet back into plank pose. Let's hold for a moment. As you hold plank, just want to be sure your hips aren't too low. Okay? Yeah, you're all there, nice and high. Hips right about shoulder level is fine right there. Sometimes if it's too low, you kind of sink into your low back. Yeah. Alrighty. Now you can take that same shortcut to down dog if you want, like we did last time, or with the exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs, and finish your push-up. You can even bring knees to the floor first, then chest. So we're going to come down, and then a back bend. This is low cobra, just a low back bend, or press hands into the floor, straightening the arms, lifting your chest and hips. You'll be an upward facing dog. Just some options here. Then exhale, we'll just tuck the toes, lift the knees, and send your hips into the air. Your return to downward facing dog. Making the adjustments with hands and feet. And we'll continue. We're going to inhale, pick up your right foot, and extend your right leg up behind you towards the wall. Just reaching back. With the exhale, we're going to step the right foot up to the top of the mat. Imagine you're stepping over something and getting the foot to the top of the mat. Now you can pause and even pick up that foot and place it there. Even set the left knee onto the floor. Be enabled to pick up that right foot to place it where you want. Once you're in place, turn that left heel to the floor behind you, shifting your weight back into that foot. So you have more balance on both feet in this lunge. Hands will be light, so you can hinge up. Inhale, rising up with your arms in the air facing forward. This is Warrior One. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Make your way back down. Plant your hands. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you. Strong pressure into the floor with your hands so you can pull or slide that right foot back into plank pose. Return to down dog. You can take the shortcut or the full flow or vinyasa. Coming down, chaturanga. Inhale, either up dog or cobra or some variation of a back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Yes, hips into the sky, make your adjustments. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, extending left leg up. And your exhale, stepping through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Again, if it doesn't make it all the way, set your right knee down. Pick up the left foot and place it where you want to. And then re-lift the knee. That's it. Good. Turn your right heel to the floor behind you. Shifting weight into that foot so your hands feel light. You can easily lift them off the floor again. Being mindful of the back as we rise up from that posture. Fold. Finishing here. Plant your hands into the mat. Strong hands as you pull the left foot back, plank pose. Finish the sequence as you like. A shortcut to down dog or chaturanga dandasana. That's the bottom of the push-up there. Inhale to your back bend and exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to be doing a lot of back bends today. Camel pose is one of the postures. Dancer pose is one of our postures today. All right. Bring your knees to the floor. Sit back into hero pose. This is hero. Just for a moment here. Because this is going to be a transitional point later in the practice. We're going to get ourselves into hero. And then just go ahead and follow me and go ahead and rise up onto your knees. Right there. You can keep your feet flat or tuck toes, either one for right now. This is getting us set up for our camel pose. We're just going to build upon it throughout the practice here. I mean, it's easy just to kind of be on your knees and not feel engaged. You can just be here, right? But we need to engage this. And so from your hips, you even place your hands on your hips. Just kind of push forward to engage. Imagine there was a wall right in front of you. And you're just pushing right into the wall. Right there. And just notice that activation. Part of the intention here is to see and feel the alignment of your hips over your knees. When we get into camel pose, this is the alignment we would like to have. With your hands, in this case, we're pushing down. Feel like you're pushing your pelvis down towards the floor. One more breath. And then just go ahead and soften. Yes. And just come back to hero pose, just sitting back. And once you're down, we're going to slide off to the side, just come off the feet, swing the legs around to the front. Sit in the center of your mat, giving you space behind you so you can roll down onto your back. Just going to bring your knees up towards your body. We'll hold here for a few moments. Just take some breaths and move here. This might feel good for your back and hips. You can rock side to side, forward and back. I usually create figure eights, moving the knees to get into the hips and back here. And also get into your feet. Since your feet are free, move them around a little bit. Maybe some circles with the feet, flex and point, and if you're able, wiggle your toes. All right, we're going to set the feet onto the floor. Now the feet here can be wider than your hips. They can be hip distance apart, or take the feet a little wider, maybe out towards the edges of your mat as we prepare for bridge pose, which is a back bend. I'm going to give you some versions of this. If you have a block, you can have it nearby for a variation of this. You're going to inhale, just fill up your lungs. Exhale, you can breathe out through the mouth, empty your belly. And with that engagement, press feet into the floor and lift your hips up off the floor. Now you can just stay like this, or if you need a little extra support, you can slide a block underneath you and sit on it. You can turn the block to the appropriate height and just sit on it, or use your hands and just lift yourself up and just hold yourself up. Another way of stabilizing the body here is, if your hands are free, your arms could just be flat on the floor, or bend your arms so your arms are at 90 degrees. And then press the backs of your arms, your triceps, elbows, and shoulders down into the ground. And it might even allow you to lift a little higher, open up a little bit more, and stabilize the position. So this is bridge pose. Back bends in yoga are considered heart openers. So this is a heart opening practice. Just feel the engaged body, very strong, very active. Let's take 2 more breaths here. To come out of the pose, you might wiggle the feet forward just a little bit. Just want to make some space in your low back. Maybe reach both arms up into the air to release the shoulders out from underneath you, if that's where they went, and then carefully roll your way back down to the ground. Make a nice, soft, safe landing. And once you're there, extend your legs out front and maybe extend your arms behind you. Just reach and stretch in these opposite directions. Just lengthen the body here. There we go. All right, just going to draw just the right knee into chest. Just your right knee. And then extend this right leg so your foot is reaching up towards the ceiling. Now your leg does not have to be absolutely straight. If the knee is bent, that's perfect. Just hold on to the leg with both hands. We're just introducing some extension, some lengthening, maybe a stretch through the leg here. Give a light flex in the foot. Feel like your heel is reaching up for the ceiling to provide and create the extension. If you want a little bit more of a stretch quality, you want to just draw the leg closer towards yourself, and it'll just stretch it out a little bit more. Okay? And once again, just circle the ankle a few times, just getting into that foot, paying attention to that sensation. There we are. And maybe 2 more breaths. Feel the body just press into the mat. And after that breath, we'll just bend the knee, set that foot down. You can extend that leg and draw the left knee in. We'll just do the same thing. Draw the knee in and extend the leg. Same thing, just hold on to the leg with your hands. Knee can be bent. There we go. A light flex of the foot So the heel is reaching up towards the ceiling to create that extension, as if the leg just wants to take you up into the air. And maybe for a stretch, you're drawing the leg toward yourself, toward your face. Add breath, add the circling of the ankle. There we are. Yes, 2 more breaths. When you're complete, just bend that left knee, hug it in. Let's just bring the right knee in to join it. Now we're going to rise to seated. Now you can rock forward and back to rise up to a seated position. Feel free also just to roll to your side, which I'm doing, rolling to your side, and just press yourself up to seated if you need to. We're going to come to boat pose, Navasana. Okay, boat pose. So this is boat. So boat, you're just sitting with the feet lifted. Okay, this is a variation. There's many variations of this posture. This is typically how I started out. So you're lifting the feet. Maybe your shins are parallel to the floor. Active feet here. Maybe flexed feet, maybe pointed toes. Anything that's active, not just loose, because everything else goes loose. Okay? You can hold on to the knees here to hold yourself up and actually lift yourself up. You can stay like this for the duration. Now we're breathing, of course. So inhale and feel like your torso is getting longer at this angle. Okay? Exhaling, blow it out through the mouth if you'd like. Pull belly in. Keep going. We're going to hold this for another 10 or 15 minutes. Okay? Just holding. Inhaling, good extension. Lifting the breath, or let the breath rise to fill up your lungs. Exhale, core connection. Okay, we're going to move from here. Breathing in like you're floating up off the ground. Exhale, cross legs, either hands in front to kick the feet back behind you, or again, hands to the side here, and just swing around. Yes, there you go. Get the feet back behind you. Return to plank pose. Plank, straight line, hips not too low. Take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Pay attention to this, the lengthening of the spine, lengthening of the torso in this posture. Again, since there's a lot of back bends in the practice, will also involve forward folds and the extended torso. Let's continue. Inhale, extend your right leg up behind you. Reach, hold for a moment and feel like the body's getting longer. Don't worry about how high the leg is. It doesn't have to lift high. Okay, just long and straight. There, yes. Here, you're going to bend that right knee, bring your heel down toward your backside, like you're going to kick yourself, and then lift your knee up towards the ceiling just a little bit. You'll get a little turn, a little hip opener towards the right side of the room, even just a little bit. That's it. Breathing in right where you are. Exhale, unwind that little twist and step the right foot up to the top of the mat. Take your time with that transition. If it takes a moment to get that right foot to the top, no worries. Turn your left heel to the floor once you're grounded. Okay, sending the weight of the body back. Light hands rise up. First warrior. You're going to exhale, opening towards the left side of the room. Drop your arms down to parallel. You'll be in warrior 2. Just want to be sure your right knee and your right set of toes are pointing forward towards me. Nice alignment so your knee is over the ankle bone. We have a nice lunge, that front leg. That back leg is mostly straight. Tall torso, arms extending. Try to touch this front wall. Also try to touch that back wall at the same time. Side angle. Follow your right arm forward. Reach out towards me. Angled upper body. Then rotate your arms. Bring your right arm down on the inner right leg and the left hand reaching into the air. There you go. Good. Perfect. I like this pose because, again, there's many variations. You do not have to touch the floor with that right hand. You can be much higher. You can rest your right arm on the leg, so you can be much higher. Because you want to feel quite open, like you're going to open opening your heart right out to the windows there on the left side of the room. Stay here, but bring your left hand down behind you, to your low back, or even on your left hip. You want to have a loose shoulder here for a moment. So I'm going to invite you to roll the shoulder. Give it a few circles. Okay, yes, if you can circle that shoulder a few times, and then pull it back and hold it back. Again, just allowing the heart to open up a little bit more. Sometimes I say your heart is in front of that shoulder. Can you feel that? Your heart is in front of the shoulder. So the shoulder rolled behind it. Here we'll inhale, re-extend left hand up into the air. Exhale, turn and fold. Bring your hands down to the floor. We're going to step back into plank pose. Hold for a second for the body realignment. And then again, the shortcut to down dog. Bend your knees, hips into the air, downward facing. Make some adjustments with feet and hands if you need to. We're ready for the other side. So inhale, extend left leg up. Reach and hold. Keep breathing, get longer. Yes. And we'll open the hips. So bend your left knee, bring your heel down toward your backside, lifting the knee a little bit up towards the ceiling. You just feel the natural turn of the body, mostly your hips perhaps, towards the left side of the room. Good, strong hands. Pressing into the mat. Inhale right where you are. Exhale to unwind the posture so you can step the left foot now to the top of the mat. Take your time with that transition. Right heel will turn to the floor behind you. Shift your body weight back into that foot. Yes. So your hands feel light so you can safely hinge your way up. First warrior. Exhale, opening down to the right side of the room. Warrior two. Left knee and toes pointing forward. Nice lunge, bent knee. The right leg mostly straight behind you. Check your alignment. Even look down at your left leg. Knee and toes pointing forward. Knee aligned over the ankle or heel. Tall torso, extended arms. You've got it. Now follow the left hand forward. Angled upper body, rotate here. If you can see me, I'm not very low at all because I don't go low for this pose, for me. But if you can and want to touch the floor with the left hand, you can. Or even bring in a block. That can be your floor. Again, you can be much higher. Left arm can be up on the thigh. Lots of variations. So you can deepen this pose. Some of you are binding this posture. Some of you have the left hand on the ground. So many ways you can be in this posture. Breathe in. Here we go. Exhale. We're going to turn. Let's hold here. We're going to bring the right hand behind you. Forgot about that part. Want to get that shoulder. Right hand behind you on your low back or hip. Loose shoulder so you can make some circles with it. Feel that mobility that you have in the shoulder. Yes. And then hold it back. Pull it back and hold it back to open the heart. Another breath or two here. Now we're ready. Inhale. Let's re-extend the right arm up into the air. We'll turn and fold. Hands down to the floor in front. Step back into plank pose. You can take that same shortcut to down dog or finish the vinyasa. Going down, finishing the push-up chaturanga. Inhale to a back bend. Yes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just repeat that sequence again. You're going to inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open. Bend the knee, lift the knee. There's the twist and hip opener. Unwind it now, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel to the floor. Find your center. Make sure your hands are light. Then rise. Now my instruction might get a little faster. Doesn't mean you have to go faster. Opening to warrior two. Adjusting the feet. Side angle. We're going to reach out towards the front of the room. Angled upper body. Rotate the arm. Let's change this sensation by extending the left arm over your head, reaching towards the front of the room. So your left arm comes a little closer towards your left ear, yes? Really reach like you're reaching to get something. At the same time, your left foot, that back foot, just press it more firmly into the floor. So you really create this extended quality stretch feeling through the side of your body. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale. We're going to turn and fold. Hands to the floor. Step back into plank pose. We're going to add something here. Pick up your right foot. We're on plank, but pick up your right foot just a few inches off the floor. It doesn't have to lift very high at all. Be aware of your back. If you're sinking in the hips, lift your hips so they're maybe at shoulder level. Hold. Okay, now set the toes down. Finish the vinyasa as you'd like. Take the shortcut if you want, or finish the push-up. Go down, lift the heart, downward facing. Good. Rest as you need to. I love it. Whenever you're ready, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up into the air. Bend the knee, lift the knee with a little twist in the spine, opening of the hip. Unwind it so you can step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel will turn to the floor. Find your center. Light hands rising up, facing forward, arms up. Exhale, opening to the right side of the room, warrior two. Adjust your feet. When you're ready, you've got it. Side angle pose. Reach out, tip it over. Keep following this right hand towards the front of the room. Reach. You're reaching for this front wall while the right foot presses more firmly into the ground. So you can feel perhaps that extended quality all the way down that left side, that right side, sorry. And you're breathing here. Getting ready to move, so we'll inhale. And the exhale to turn. Hands to the floor, step back into plank pose with the left foot lifted. So it's a strong posture. So you're in plank, so you're kind of drawing the straight line with the body, hips at shoulder level, foot lifted about 2 or 3 inches off the floor. But because it's lifted, you're trying to reach the wall behind you. Yes, it's active. You've got it. Strong hands and arms, of course, too. Set your toes down. Finish your flow. Meet in down dog. You can modify, skip. You can do what you need to. Just make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale right where you are. Exhale, walk, step or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Monkey pose or halfway lift. Exhale, melt your way back down. Let's just hold for a few seconds. Hang forward for a moment. Go heavy if it feels okay. And then shifting weight into your heels, bend your knees, spread your wings, and inhale. Yes, rising up. Touch the ceiling, big stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down to your side this time. All right, that's our warm-up. We're just warming up, people. Just getting it going. The layers are coming off. The heat's going up. All righty, good job. Get some water. All right, balance, okay? When we start balance, we start by balancing on 2 feet, but we are going to be balancing on 1 foot. So back to our mountain pose. Check in with your knees. Soften your knees. If they're locked, just soften the knees a little. You're going to start shifting your weight into your right foot. You can even use the wall. If you're near a wall, use your wall here too, or walk over to a wall. Okay? But shifting weight into your right foot, you're going to inhale and get nice and tall. Lifting through the spine, exhale, pull belly in. That's our core connection. Once you've got that established, we're picking up the left foot. Bending the knee, lift the leg. Thighs about parallel to the floor, active foot here. Just flex it. And just going to swing that knee out. It might just point to the corner. That's fine. Maybe it reaches the windows. You're going to place the foot on the inside of your standing leg. Now you can grab hold of the ankle and place it high on inner thigh, or place it below the knee. This is my default. I always go to my calf. If you need more stability, okay, use the floor. Your toes can be on the floor like this. Okay? Then you're going to inhale. I'm going to come down. You're going to inhale, take your arms up into the air. They can go straight up. They can be wide like so. You can even bend your elbows a bit there too. This is tree pose. It's a balancing posture. Other things that are happening here. Of course, you're breathing. Inhaling to get long and tall. Exhale, keep pulling belly in. That helps with balance. Your focus is forward or slightly down on the ground. That's called drishti. Okay, it's just gazing or focusing. Nice. That's it. Keep your arms extended or wherever they are. Just swing that left knee forward towards the front of the room, lifting your knee with the flexed foot. Yes. Plant the foot into the ground and then bring your arms back down by your side. That finishes that, so just shake it loose. Let it go. We're done. Okay, Shavasana, you're done. Okay. All righty. So other side. So we establish the beginning here, soft knees, and start shifting your weight into left foot. Press into the floor so it feels strong. Yeah. Tall body, but with an inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, draw belly in. Engage like boat pose, like we did seated. Ready to pick up the right foot. Thigh parallel to the floor. Flex foot just keeps the leg active. When you've lifted it, swing the knee out. It might just stop at a corner or at an angle or out to the side. Placing foot somewhere on the inside of your standing leg. Might be different on this side. Okay. My hip's a little sensitive because I did a weird hip thing the other day, so I'm just going to bring my foot down. Okay. And inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, keep drawing belly in. Arms can be straight up. I like to go a little wider. You can even bend elbows. You can even bring hands to heart here. I like to try you out of your eye line here so you can focus forward or downward. Keep breathing. Even though it looks like you're in stillness, okay, the body's still moving. Breath is moving you. You're lengthening, you're getting taller, you're rooting down into the earth, you're drawing the belly in with your focus, yes. Keep arms extended. We're going to swing that right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. You can bring your arms back down by your side. You're done. Throw it away. Shake it off. Okay. All right, we'll continue our flow. Continue to move at your own pace. Again, even though my pace is a little faster, you go at your pace. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Let's take chair pose again. Weight shift into the hips and heels. Sit back into the imaginary chair. We'll inhale. And the exhale, dive out of the chair towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, monkey. Exhale, fold. All the way down we go. Hands to the floor, walk, step, or hop the feet back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. Yes. Use the variations. Inhale, up dog. That's it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding for another breath right there. And then slowly shift your body back out to plank pose. Take your time. Notice how the body shifts and reaches plank pose again. Pick up the right foot, just a few inches off the floor. Very strong, flexed foot perhaps, or pointed toes, because maybe you're trying to reach for the wall behind you. That foot that's lifted, bend that knee. And then we're going to gently set that right knee onto the floor directly underneath the hip. I'm doing it here, so if you need a reference. Then you're going to swing your right foot off to the right side. I'm going to call it your kickstand, because it's going to give you some balance. Right foot off to the right side. Now, you can pad your right knee. If you need to break pose and fold your mat underneath this knee, please do so. And then when you're ready, open your body towards the windows or left side of the room. So the left arm will go up into the air. Your heart and hips are facing that left side. Yes. There you go. Now imagine you're wearing a belt, and that belt buckle is moving or pushing towards that wall you're facing, the windows here. Yes. It's just another hip opener. It resembles that tree pose we were just in a way, because tree pose is not only a balance, it's a hip opener. Good. Now follow the left hand over your head towards the front of the room. Reach. And maybe, if you want, you don't have to this time, but you maybe flex your left foot and pick it up. So you're reaching in these opposite directions. Or you can keep the foot on the floor. Yes, it takes a lot of balance there. Good job. Breathing in. And you exhale a careful and slow return to the floor with your left hand, your left knee. Bring your kickstand back in. So now we're on hands and knees. Yeah, if you need to get off the hands, protect those wrists, do so. Take a rest. Or stay with me and move into cat and cow. It's a flowing position. Or vinyasa. You're going to inhale, lift your head and heart looking forward and arch your back. You're creating a little back bend right here. Exhale, tuck your pelvis under so your belly button pull up towards your spine. Your back will round chin to chest. That's cat. Inhale, reverse it. Feel the pelvis tip back, belly drops, arched back, heart opens, look forward. Exhale, round. Okay? And maybe a few more times like that. Finish the breath that you're on, and you'll take one more. And then just pause in this neutral tabletop posture. And then sit back again into hero. I'm going to give you two versions of hero, because I like to do something in one of my classes I call soft flow. So if this is hero, just sitting back onto the heels like this, if that doesn't feel great, okay, what you can do I call half hero. You just tuck your toes and just sit back just enough so you can get your hands off the floor. Okay? And now that our hands are free, maybe a little counter press or counter stretch for the wrist since you were force flexing here. I just flip it the other way and just a gentle pulse either into the floor or into your other hand. Okay? Something like that. Whatever you want to do that just kind of relieves the wrists. Okay? Because I know it's a lot of pressure on the wrist like that, so rest at any time and just do something gentle to relieve it. Okay? And again, we have our half hero, just kind of propped up, free hands, or even sitting back fully. Let's return to down dog. Remember in down dog, one of the intentions here is to lengthen the torso. So soft knees helps with that so your hips can lift a little higher. All right, then a slow transition to plank pose. Once you're in plank, lift your left foot a few inches off the floor, making sure your hips don't sink. Hands are strong, arms are strong. Energized foot that's reaching to the back wall. Let's bend that left knee. You're going to gently set it down onto the floor underneath the hip. Make a kickstand with that left foot, swing it out to the side. And then open up sideways, side plank. This is a variation of Vashisthasana, or side plank pose. We just have the knee on the floor. Remember that belt you're wearing? You're still wearing it. Just push it forward. Yes. Just to get into that left leg a little bit, that hip flexor. Right arm, let's extend it over your head towards the front of the room. The right foot can stay as it is, or lift it if you haven't lifted it. Just an option. If you do lift it, flex the foot, just something active, or point the toes. So you're reaching actively. There it is. Breathing in. And our exhale, slow return to the floor. Right hand, right knee. Bring the left kickstand back in. Rest if you need to, or go right into your cat-cow flow. That back bend into a rounded spine. You can even sit back into child's pose if you would like to here. Another way to get off of your hands. There you go. So even if you do a few cat-cows, you can always just sit back. Here's another way you can do child's pose. Arms can be out front, or even bring the arms down by your side. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Arms down by your side. And let's let them lift. Just let them drop. Let them relax. Okay, and let them release. That should help with some of the relaxation of the body at this moment. Shoulders, your back, your arms, elbows, and wrists. And a wonderful return here to your breath. Don't forget your breath. Three more breaths, but take your time. You can stay here a little longer even as I continue, okay? When you're ready to move, move slowly. Intentionally move in slow motion. Coming back up to hands and knees. So if your hands are behind you, just slide them forward onto the hands, lifting yourself up. You might even step the hands forward a little bit, especially if the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Just step them forward a tiny bit, tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, and just guide your way into downward facing dog. Knees soft, hips high, strong straight arms lengthening through the torso. Breathing in, we're going to extend the right leg up into the air, going back into a vinyasa flow. Bend and twist, so we're going to start to pick up the pace again. Unwind and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one, left heel plants into the floor, rising when you're ready. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Pause there for a moment because I'm going to add something here. Reverse your warrior. Flip your right palm up and reach up into the air. Reach straight up. You can even reach slightly forward or even towards that back wall. If you reach to the back wall, you're getting more of a side bend. It resembles a back bend. Okay, so just be mindful how this feels for you. Okay, nice extension, really getting in the stretch through the right side of the body. Then come to a side angle. So we're just bringing the right arm down, left hand up into the air, what we have been doing. And then send the left arm forward, left hand to the front of the room to stretch the left side of the body. You've got it. Breathing in. Exhale, turn and fold, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose, right foot lifted. Bend that right knee, set the knee down underneath the hip. Make a kickstand with the foot. Open up sideways once again. Belt buckle pushing forward. Send your left hand overhead. Now you might need to get a little bit more pressure and weight in the front hand, the right hand, so you can pick up the left foot. Try it out. Flex the left foot, lift it because it just activates the leg muscles so you can lift and hold it steady. Reach, stretch, breathe in. Exhale, let's come back down to the earth with the foot, left hand. Bring the left knee to the floor, bring the kickstand back in. 2 cat-cow flow movements. Inhale, arch the back, that's cow. Exhale, round it into cat. One more, inhale, cow. Exhale into cat, hold cat, turn it into a dog. Lift the knees, lift your hips, you'll be in down dog. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist, go at your own pace. Unwind, step through, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one, plant that heel, shifting weight to center. Light hands rising up. Touch the ceiling. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Touch the walls on either side. Okay, reverse your warrior. Flip the left palm up, reach up into the air, either forward towards the front of the room or straight up or even slightly behind you. Noticing how this feels in your torso. Notice how it affects your hips. You don't have to force your body into any pose. If it doesn't feel right, soften it up. Side angle, bring the left arm down to the inner left leg, right hand up into the air, but let it follow and reach to the front of the room. Yes? Right foot pressing to the floor, side body stretch. And we're moving. Breathe in. Exhale, turn and fold, hands to the floor. Back to plank pose, left foot lifted. Energize leg, bend the knee, gently set the left knee onto the floor. Make a kickstand, open up sideways. Vashisthasana, side plank variation. Nice opening up. Pelvis forward, pushing forward through your belt buckle. Right arm reaching overhead. A little more weight in the left hand so you can pick up the right foot behind you. Yes, flexing it so it's active, strong. Are you breathing? Nice extensions. Breathing in again. Exhale, return to the earth. Back to your hands and knees. 2 cat-cows. Inhale, lift head and heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, turn it into a dog. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Hold for a moment. Hang heavily forward here. Release your head and neck. Yawn. Monkey pose. Slide the hands up to the shins. Hold here on the exhale. So find that tabletop position. Flat back. Finish the standing process. Shifting weight into the heels. Bend your knees. Drop the hips. Arms out to the side for balance as you rise up. Reach high. Big stretch. Exhale, arms down to your side. Yes. All righty. Okay. Let's work our way into dancer pose. Okay. Dancer involves a balance, kind of like we did in tree. Okay. Also involves a light back bend. We're going to be building up into this. You can just treat it as a balancing pose or continue the progression to make it more of a back bend. You're welcome to use a wall here, okay? Okay, follow me. So again, just like with other balances, balance on 2 feet, soften your knees. We're going to shift the weight into the right foot, press down, strong standing leg. If you need a wall out in front of you or beside you, please use it. Or use your friend. Hello. Okay. You're going to kick the left foot back like so and catch, just go ahead and catch the outside of the foot or ankle, whatever you can reach there. It's okay if the leg pulls away, okay, but if you can, pull it back into center. It doesn't have to touch, but just if it's way out there, you want to bring it back towards center, okay, even if it doesn't go all the way. Okay, if this right knee is locked, because I just noticed mine is locked, just soften that knee. Okay, we're going to extend, good. We're going to extend the right arm up into the air, or just continue using the wall, yes? Okay, so this is the balance. Okay, you can just stay just like this, or we can turn it into the dancer pose. What we'll do, we're going to bend the right knee, go down. Bend the right knee, you're going to just drop like an elevator. Okay, then tip like you're pouring out water from a tea kettle, just a little bit, and then reach out with the right hand, and your left foot's trying to reach to the back wall. That can be the end of the pose. Or do that same process again. Bend the right knee, go down like an elevator. Tip your tea kettle, pour the water. And then extend, reaching out with the right hand, left foot reaching behind you. To make it more of a back bend, lift your right hand up, lift your heart, and even lift the foot you're holding on to behind you. You create a bow pose. Another name for this posture is standing one-legged bow pose. Okay. All right, holding the posture still, we're going to return to center. Rising up, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other until you're tall. We're going to release that left foot to the floor. Once you're grounded, let's take both arms up into the air to realign. Arms return to your side. You're done with that, shake it away. Okay, so just stay there, watch me. So how I got into that pose, okay, soft knee, kick the foot back. I'm just going to catch the outside because it's just easier for the moment. If you can catch the inside. Just like we started the class, I had you turn your palm out. It just rolls the shoulder back. And so if your hand is out, maybe you can catch the inside. It just keeps that shoulder back. Okay, just watch. I'm taking my left arm up. This can be your pose. Stay here, use a wall. Or watch, bend the knee. I'm just going down like an elevator, getting to that thigh muscle there. Tipping like a tea kettle. And then reach and reach. That's it. Down, tip, reach. To get more back bendy, lift. Okay? I rarely do this. I'm just going to hold this for a moment. Someone get their camera. Instagram me. Instagram. Okay, bring it back in. Oh, we're on Facebook. Nice. Okay, other side. All right, soft knees. So we're shifting weight into the left foot. Strong root into the floor. We're kicking the right foot back. Catch outside or inside. Whatever feels okay on the hand, your shoulder, okay? Left arm up into the air. You're still squeezing to center, so inner leg squeeze to center, you're pulling belly in. You can stop right here. Or bend the left knee, go down like an elevator. Tip your tea kettle a little, extend a little, reaching back with the foot and reaching forward with the hand. You can do that again or stay there. Bend the knee, go down, tip, extend. If you want to add more back bendiness, lift the hand and lift the foot. Okay, your focus is kind of down or somewhere out in front of you. Okay, we're going to rise back up, squeezing the inner legs towards each other. Releasing the foot to the floor, both arms up into the air. Realigning, finished, arms to your side. Shake it loose. Okay. All right, let's just do a quick flow. Our sequence is actually going to start in dancer a little bit later. Okay, let's flow. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Down we go. Go at your own pace. Rising up halfway, long, flat back. Exhale, fold and bend. Hands to the floor out front. Walk, step, or jump the feet back. Plank pose. Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. Or take a shortcut to down dog, or any flow, any movement that feels good for you at this moment. And just make sure you land in downward facing. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Going to add something new here. Reaching back, stay there. Just keep a straight leg. Bring right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to a high lunge. So once you've landed up top, the left heel stays lifted. So we're not going to turn it to the floor. Keep the heel lifted. All 10 toes are pointing forward. We still need to shift the body weight back towards that lifted left heel so the hands are light. Then we'll hinge from hips, rising up facing forward. This is called high lunge. So you're reaching up and kind of lunging low. You're kind of getting into this left hip flexor. Okay, really reach high like you're trying to touch the ceiling. As best as you can, follow me. We're going to bend this left knee, going down slowly. You're going to feel this in the thigh and hip flexor. Once you touch the floor with the knee, you're going to come right back up. You have to make that pop and just come right back up. Right there. Open it to a warrior two. Just pivot that left heel to the floor. Reverse your warrior. Right palm goes up into the air. A little stretch through the right side body. Okay, side angle. Right hand down, left hand up, and then overhead towards front of the room. Stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, turn and fold. Hands to the floor. Plank pose, slide the right foot back. Bring both knees to the floor here. Sit back briefly in hero. Okay. Again, to get off the hands, remember I said it's going to make a transition. Come right back up onto the knees. Yes. Okay. Let's get into camel here. Camel pose. First time we were here yesterday. Okay. Felt like yesterday, right? Pushing down through the pelvis. Pushing pelvis forward. Flat feet or tuck toes, either one. Okay? Sometimes I get a Charlie horse. Do you get Charlie horses doing this? Okay? So this is the position we want. We're now going to turn this into a back bend. You can keep hands on hips, but I like to teach it this way. Make fists and place fists behind you in that same waistline area or belt line area. Fists. What you're doing, you're still pushing down like you did with the hands on the hips. Push down. But you're also pushing forward, like you're pushing your hips forward, not too strongly. Be gentle on yourself. Pushing down, but at the same time, you're lifting up through your torso. That's an inhale. You want to get long on the inhale. On the exhale, you're just kind of pushing forward to keep the hips over the knees and just leaning back a little, a tiny bit. You even start tipping the chin up. Again, pushing down with the fists, lifting up through the torso. Inhale. As you exhale, pushing forward, lean back. These are very small movements. This is our back bend. This is a variation of camel. Okay? Camel, it's like a camel hump. You can imagine the full posture if you went all the way back and around, all the way back with the hands behind you. Okay, we're going to rise back up, soften, bring hands to the floor in front, take the knees wide, not too wide, but wide so you can sit back into child's pose for several breaths. Okay, just to get a little counter pose to what we just did. We're not going to be here too long. Just a little quick relief. One more breath. Okay, then make your way back to hands and knees. Bring the knees in. If they went wide, return to down dog. Tuck toes, lift knees and hips, straight spine. Inhale, extend your left leg into the air, going for our high lunge. So the left foot will come up to the top of the mat for high lunge. So right heel will stay lifted, shifting your body weight back. Find your lightness in the hands so you can rise up, reach up, reaching high, lunging low. This does take balance. Part of our balance is from our core, our center. Pull belly in. Because the legs are in this particular position, squeeze like you're holding on to something between the knees. Keep reaching high. With an exhale for support, we're coming down. Don't forget to touch the, there you go. Coming up, and then opening to Warrior 2. Reverse your Warrior, left hand into the air, left hand up. A little side body stretch. Now our side angle, left hand down, right hand up, but bring it overhead for right side body stretch. These just help with back bends, just getting these side body stretches. Breathe in. Exhale, here's our turn, and fold, hands to the floor, back to plank pose, aligned body. Gently set both knees on the floor. Okay, sit back quickly to hero, getting off the hands, and then press yourself up onto the knees for another version of camel. Now you can do the exact same thing. You can have hands on hips right here, or fists at your low back. Here's another version if you want to try it. Here you might want to tuck your toes to get the heels a little higher up. And you'll sit back. You can follow me if you want, or just watch. You're just going to bring your hands here. You don't have to hold on to them, but you can reach them. Reach your heels. Because you're going to inhale and lift. Just as you're lifting out of that hero, you would just lift. Now look, my hip is not over the knee here, but I'm going to get there. Okay, so I'm just going to inhale just to lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, tipping the chin up, I feel like there's a string attached to my sternum, and I'm going up. So that's my inhale, that's my extended torso. Exhale, sending the pelvis forward, and that creates the back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Now, if this doesn't work, and you're trying to touch the heels, then if that's not working, bring your hands back to your low back or hips. Now, if you're in the posture with the fingers on heels, and you feel like you can go further, here's one thing you could do. Just slide or walk your hands towards your calves, and you can take this into a deeper back bend. Or flatten the feet. One more breath. Okay, then we're going to soften. Coming out, sit back perhaps, hands out front, counter pose. We'll just do child pose again. Take knees wide, sit back, few breaths. Deep breaths, rejuvenation here, because we're going to move through the whole sequence. Three more breaths. After that third breath, just return to hero pose for a moment. Even half hero is fine, because I want to just show you this transition, because it is going to start in mountain pose and dancer pose. Let me just hop into dancer here with a little variation. So maybe this is your dancer pose. You don't have to do the full back bend. Okay, so once we're in our dancer pose, to get out of it, I'll probably say something like, bend your standing leg, that knee, just come down a little bit, elevator down, so you can release that back foot and set it down behind you. So you're going to end up in a lunge here, okay? We're just going to get nice and tall. Actually, the pop comes here, okay? Right there we are going down, same thing, okay? But that's our transition, okay? We're going to come out of our dancer, step back into the lunge. All right, let's come back out to down dog, so hands out front. Hips in the air, and if you were in that hero pose, maybe pedal the feet a little bit, since you're sitting on top of the feet. Just a little stretch for your toes and the tops of the feet there. Breathing in, ready to go. Exhale, hop both feet or step both feet up to the top of the mat to forward fold. Long spine, inhale, rising halfway. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Grow tall, reaching into the air. Exhale, arms to your side. Alrighty, that whole thing was our warm-up. Now we'll do our yoga class. Okay. Putting that whole sequence together. Starting with our dancer pose. Again, soft knees, shifting weight into right foot, nice and tall, kick left foot back, let's catch it. Hug it into center. Make sure this right knee stays soft. Right arm up into the air, stay like this if you'd like. Or move into the dancer pose. Bend the right knee, go down, tip, extend, maybe one more time, bend, tip, extend, maybe a lift. Alrighty. Here comes the transition. You might bend that right knee to go down a little bit as you release that left foot. It's closer to the floor, but somewhere behind you. High lunge. Get nice and tall, both arms up. Deep lunge. Left knee taps the ground. Come right back up. Come right back up. Open warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Reaching right hand up into the air. Feel the side stretch. Let's do the other side stretch. Right hand down, left hand up and overhead. Lengthening through the side. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Back to plank pose, right foot lifted. Remember this? Because we're going to add something here. Bend the right knee, set it lightly onto the floor. Underneath the hip, make a kickstand. Opening up sideways. Once you're here, open sideways, send left arm overhead, flexing the left foot, lift it. All right, to mimic what we just did standing in dancer pose, we're going to create a back bend here. Bend your left knee. Okay? Like you're going to kick yourself. Bring your left hand down behind you. Can you touch the heel or the ankle? Or can you grab hold? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Let's release and re-extend. Let's return to the earth with the hand and knee. Okay. Stay on hands and knees. Sit back briefly in hero. And then right back up. Or touch the heels, moving right into camel, okay? Or come up and use this variation of camel, okay? So if you sat down, maybe you can just touch the heels, lift. Each inhale is a rise of the heart, the exhale sending belt buckle forward. One more breath. And we'll soften, coming back down, hands out front, way out front, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, down dog. Remember, down dog is an intentional posture to extend the spine and torso after those back bends. With the next exhale, hop, step, or walk. Both feet return to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Monkey pose. It's our long, flat back tabletop. Fold again. Weight shift into the heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Yes, growing tall. Exhale, arms down to your side. Right away to the other side. Soft knees, shifting weight to left foot. Kick right foot back, catch the ankle. Hug it in. Soft left knee, left arm in the air. Stay here or elevator down, tip, extend. Again, elevator down, tip, extend. Maybe a lift for the back bend. Soften, bend the knee, release the right foot back down behind you. So we're in a lunge. Both arms up. High lunge. Coming down, tap the floor with the knee. Coming right back up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle, left hand down, right hand up and overhead. Stretch those sides. Yes. Turn and fold, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, left foot lifted. Active body. Bend the left knee, set it gently on the floor. Make a kickstand. Opening up sideways. Side plank, yes. Right arm extends overhead. Lifting the right foot, flex it. Get the extension first, then create your back bend. You'll bend your right knee. Reach back. Maybe if you can't reach and touch the foot, just grab the air. There it is. Perfect way to do that. Nice. Nice, you're still sending the belt buckle forward, creating that back bend, just sideways. Releasing to re-extend the arm and leg. Turn, softly land back on hands and knees. Okay, our transition to camel. We're sitting back. You can come right up, okay, or touch heels, come up, or again, just come up. Support your back. This is just a way to support your back as we create this back bend. Yes. If the head is tipped back too far and you can't breathe, you can stay in the posture, but just bring your chin down. One more breath. Okay, soften, sit back. Hands out in front of you. Wide knees, child's pose. Find relief in your back. Just several breaths because we're on our closing sequence here, so the remainder of the practice will be a little slower, intentional to bring breath down, energy down for restfulness. So maybe you'll rise back up when you're ready slowly to hero, but you'll just sit off to the side, get the legs out front. You're just going to lie down basically, so you can just swing the legs in front, sit in the center, roll down, bring the knees in, and just continue that restfulness in the body. Gentle movements as it feels good. The back, your hips. Don't forget your feet again. A lot of work for your feet today too. Find your breath. Here you might find a hip opener. Lots of hip openers you can do. You can do a reclining pigeon. You can do happy baby pose, reclining cobbler's pose. Or just holding onto the shins with bent knees and just take the legs wide. That's something I like to do, just to get into the inner legs a little bit. Happy baby is that same posture, but just kicking the feet up, holding on to the soles of the feet. That reclining pigeon is just lying down and just crossing one leg over the other. Like you're sitting in a chair, you just crossed your leg, and it just gets into the hips. Yeah. Or just make up something. Make up your own yoga movement. Whatever feels good. Give it a name. Just put asana at the end of it. Asana means pose, so just make up a name and just put asana at the end. Asana. Asana. Nice. I'm just throwing out some suggestions. You don't have to do any of this, just some ideas for you. So you got some hip openers. You could do another back bend if you want, but you've done a lot of back bends already. You could do bridge with a block underneath you, just for more supportive back bend. Fish pose is another posture for back bend. Maybe an inverted posture. Yes, like shoulder stand, or just extend the legs in the air. You just lie on your back and extend the legs up into the air. You can even do that sitting on a block. Add twists. Okay, this is just your opportunity to listen to what your body needs right now. Honor those intentions. If it means you're ready to be finished and want to rest, then you might come to Shavasana, just lying flat on your back, relaxing there. Another way to relax is just to find another restorative posture. That could even just be lying on your side, lying on your belly even. You can even come to seated. Back bends, inversions, twists, hip openers. again, when you feel complete with all of your movements, find restfulness, ease in the body, mind, your breath. Lie or sit in stillness. Now, this truly is your yoga practice. All the other parts were really the warm-up. This is truly your yoga practice. To find that sense of ease in the body and mind, clarity, an open heart, softness, ease. No need to move just yet, but just return to the awareness of your breath. Notice your breathing. Come back to this moment. Stay present. With this awareness, take 5 slow, steady breaths. Mindful breathing, just like we did at the beginning of our practice. A slow breath in, moving the breath from the belly into your heart space, filling your lungs, and a gentle release. And with this movement of breath, start to feel movement in your body. Be gentle, be kind. As movement returns, take your time, move slowly, roll onto either side of your body, or stay on your back if you'd like. Just roll onto your side, a brief pause there, and then just using that sensation or that position to help press and lift yourself up to seated. Sit comfortably, maybe your legs are crossed, or you can extend your legs. And just one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend your arms out and up. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Take another breath here. Moving through our heart-opening practice, all of our back bends today. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.